Jenna, let's talk about what happened in WA. It's front page of your paper today. So, these Extinction Rebellion dickheads, it's late enough for me to say that, who've done their bit to Brisbane, have now said to McGowan, 14 days. 14 days to go woke, 14 days to do whatever the heck we want you to do, 14 days to turn yourself into the most, as I say, woke part of Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, or you're going to cop it just like Brisbane has. What's Mark McGowan had to say today to what is a pretty outrageous threat and directly delivered on that front page of the paper today?
Look, I think what a lot of people may not know is that Mark McGowan, sure, he is a Labor Premier, but God, he is a force to be reckoned with, and I think he would have taken this as probably the biggest joke that has happened to his premiership so far, because he has regularly goes toe-to-toe with the biggest, baddest wolves of corporate Australia. Don't forget, we have BHP in town, we've got Woodside in town, we have Twiggy Forrest in town. I think he's dealt with bigger people than these septum-pierced, social media-dwelling numbats who these people are.
Septum-pierced. Well done. David, of course, one of the challenges that's immediate here is not just how a Premier responds in a press conference, but look, you've got access to a parliament. Your Premier's done 4/5 of bugger all, and the city's been shut down in part multiple times. Yesterday we told people about what some of the punishments being handed out, $400 here, $800 there, no conviction recorded. I mean, if you want to get serious about this, it's pretty easy, which is, deliberate intentional disruption to the city becomes a criminal offence.
Absolutely, and they've had all these wonderful press conferences, and in the end it's amounted to absolutely zack. And you've just got a collection of professional ferals and freeloaders and just complete and utter people who make no contribution to society whatsoever. And yet the court system and the government has not responded in the way the community wants. Now, nobody decries anyone the ability to protest. That is a God-given right in a democratic society. But don't take away my right to be able to get to work on time. And
Correct.
That's where they blur the line. They deliberately stop everyday people going about their business. And when you see them come out of court and they've got this look in their eye and they say, but if we don't do this, the world will end in 2 years. It's like they believe in unicorns and fairy dust. It's just crazy.
No, but it's this thing where it is this cultist attitude. It's this idea, that you used to say God is on my side. Well, their belief system is this. But it's this thing where, again, Gideon, the right to protest means the right to protest, not the right to disrupt.
But that's what these people exist for. These are not your garden variety, Bob Brown type cuddly greenies. They are not even the kind of people who chain themselves to trees. These are professional anarchists. These are the same people who 10, 20 years ago were smashing up the G20 and just causing as much disruption as possible. And they're not real environmentalists because it hasn't occurred to any of them that to keep a lot of cars stuck in peak hour traffic with their engines running might not be the best thing for global emissions and the environment. They're actually making the problem worse.
Very, very good point. Yes, very good point. Septum piercing. Desperately trying to outdo you.
A few septums pierced in Melbourne, I can tell you.
I tell you what, if I did outdo you...
The most ridiculous thing is that the fact that these people are planning on holding these protests in Perth CBD, and I don't know if, apologies to any of our WA viewers, but you can't drive even when it rains, which is the irony of the situation because it's apparently caused by climate change. So all they need to do is do a rain dance on a freeway and that's where they'll get their attention.